Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live on vacation? With all the amazing homes and activities here in Northeast Florida, it can seem like you're doing just that. We're Brady and Alyssa Hammond, and we invite you to join us as we dive into the premier communities, properties, and attractions that make Northeast Florida such a desired destination. Coming up on Property Tours, Alyssa and I are going to take you back to review our best moments from Season 2. Alyssa and I had a spectacular time exploring some of Northeast Florida's top attractions and homes this season, and are excited to relive our top moments with you today.
Do you really think we can narrow down so many great moments?
It's going to be tough, but I think we're down for the challenge. Let's begin with the attractions, our first being a Jumbo Shrimp minor league baseball game. Obviously, being the sports fanatic I am, a professional sporting event was right up my alley, so I very much enjoyed being at the stadium watching the game. That said, you're not really into sports all that much, are you?
No, not really, but the game was still a lot of fun.
Talk about giving someone the finger.
That's not appropriate.
My bad.
The atmosphere, the entertainment between innings, all the activities they have for the kids.
This is a fun trampoline.
The fireworks. And my personal favorite, our food tour.
I was impressed walking around the stadium. It seems like you guys have an array of options.
Everything from your $2 hot dog to our 2-foot sausage that you can get.
Very good.
We have our Frito pie, which has been amazing. Our chili's made in-house here.
Okay, this looks very cheesy, kind of like my jokes. Wow, this is good.
Along with our do-all heavy hitter, which is a helmet full of French fries, chicken tenders, green onions, cheese, all the good stuff that you want in a helmet. Grilled shrimp Caesars. There's a lot of shrimp options.
Is it a home run or just a triple?
No, I don't know baseball very good, but I'd say home run.
You're my favorite person, so appreciate you coming on and sharing with us a little bit about what goes on with the food and beverage here at with the Jumbo Shrimp. It's boom booming. Very good.
Our next attraction was a luxurious weekend at the Ritz-Carlton Resort on Amelia Island.
I said it before, but this place was basically heaven on earth between the beaches, pools, beautiful views, and unique activities. The Ritz-Carlton at Amelia Island is truly amazing.
What would you say our top moments were at the resort?
Well, I think you'd agree it's a close call between the amazing dining experience we had at the resort's Five Diamonds Salt restaurant
To a fine dining experience with a fine dining wife.
Basically, every dish was the best version of that dish I've ever had. 10 out of 10 on the Brady Hammond rating scale. Chef can add that honor right next to the 5 diamond plaque outside.
Oh, I'm sure he'll get right on that.
And it's relaxing day spa. Seeing that I've never experienced a spa before, I'm gonna say we go with it. We are about to find out what it truly means to be pampered. I feel so soft right now. Coach Sturts, I'm so sorry. These robes felt like being draped in a pillowy cloud fit for a king. This is living.
Brady's first spa experience. As we awaited our massages, we relaxed in the wet lounges where there were saunas, jacuzzis, and steam rooms.
Is there a better invention on the planet than jacuzzis?
Eventually, we were called back for our massages.
I must say, I felt like I was a Greek god floating through the chambers of Alexandria. Very lavish.
And the massage?
Sweet mercy, you felt like you were floating on a cloud up in heaven.
Okay. So you are
magical.
Massages, huh?
I am now a fan of massages. I might be soft, but I'm worth it.
I think my feet are prettier than yours.
That's up for debate.
Are you embarrassed that your all your sports friends are going to see you
At a spa.
Haters gonna hate. St. John's Town Center was our next attraction.
Though it was really more like multiple attractions combined into one.
That's true. In addition to the restaurants and shopping, St. John's Town Center also features I-Fly indoor skydiving.
Nick and his colleagues were certainly amazing to watch.
Yes, they were. I can't imagine how fun it must be to fly around with skills like that. The escape game.
I like holding all the bugs open.
You're a failure.
We can see the
Hey, I figured this thing out.
And Top Golf.
Looks like you were off your game.
Yeah, it took me a while to warm up, of course. Let's see how you did.
Oh no.
Oh man, it went over there. Wah, wah.
Why when you're around, they always are bad. When you're not looking, they're good. But which moment was our best?
Seeing that I never thought I'd ever do any sort of skydiving, I'm gonna say we go with the I-Fly indoor skydiving experience.
After checking in, Brady's first task was to get into the appropriate attire.
I have not worn a onesie since I was probably 2 years old. How do I look?
Next was the training session.
Wear your shoes. Wear shoes. Get your shoes.
He's in trouble. The last step was getting this helmet on that big head of yours.
It's morphin' time.
I must say, the experience was very unique.
You are literally floating in midair.
Now I know what it feels like to be a cloud.
What was your favorite part?
Definitely when Nick took me up for a so-called high flight. That was quite the adrenaline rush. Honestly, if we could have just done that over and over for like 10 minutes, I'd have been as happy as a clam.
A clam?
Well, yeah, a clam with wings.
Okay.
Woo! That is a lot of fun. And Nick does a great job coaching me. I kept screwing up, doing stupid things, but he's a great coach. Definitely worth it.
Your hair is terrible.
My hair? You know you like it.
Episode 4 featured the Jacksonville Zoo, which obviously had a lot of activities and exhibits, including several unique experiences for the kids.
The kids' activities were cool, but like I said during the episode, I don't think I've ever experienced a zoo that features big cats quite like the one here in Jacksonville.
First time I came to the Jacksonville Zoo, the lion is literally out there roaring. He pops off just about every hour. He'll probably pop off here soon. He just likes to remind everybody, hey, like, I'm still here. But it's also a sign of happy animals.
The lions in this exhibit are amazing. I've never heard a lion roar like the ones at the Jacksonville Zoo. I mean, this guy really lets people know who the king of the jungle is.
Now, I know Trevor Lawrence and the rest of the Jags aren't back on exhibit, but what Jaguars do we have?
Our youngest male jaguar, Banks, he's not even at full size yet. He's only about 95 pounds. And then we have Harry and Babette, and they are his mom and dad.
What do you guys feed the Jaguars?
Primarily ground beef, but sometimes occasionally find possum carcasses on the exhibit. I'm sure they like to eat rats and birds. And they're great hunters, great fishermen.
So how do you keep them from hunting like the zookeepers?
Oh, well, we don't get anywhere near them. I mean, we always have a barrier, I should say, between us and them. Guys are not domesticated by any means. They will do some real damage on anyone who gets near them.
Do Jaguars roar?
They don't necessarily roar like a lion, but they do location call, and you'll hear that like heavy grunting breathing. Yeah.
Why, when I'm doing my own kind of grunting and stuff, you always whack me and tell me to stop.
The tigers at this zoo are very active. I heard one of the big ones roaring similarly to the lion from earlier, and even saw another stalk a service dog that happened to be amongst the crowd.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a zoo with more impressive big cat exhibits.
I definitely agree with that. As someone who's grown up going to zoos, I don't think I've ever been to one where the big cats are so prominently featured and active. The Jacksonville Zoo does big cats right. Our final attractions we experienced during Season 2 were located in historic St. Augustine, where we got to tour the museums at Old Town, as well as have a happening time on famous St. George Street.
St. George Street was fun, especially eating at the Columbia restaurant, but our favorite moment was getting the tour to the old general store with our favorite clerk, Virgil.
Well, and I got to rescue you from the prison, but that's beside the point.
Okay.
Okay, we're about to do the oldest store museum tour. We got our friend Virgil over here. He's going to be showing us all the old store items that he can.
That's right. Established 1875, this is C.F. Hamlin's hardware and general merchandise store.
Virgil proceeded to show us the full stock of items available at the store, ranging from an old-fashioned coffee grinder to a trendy corn shucker.
Now that's what I call a luxury.
You're telling me. Some pretty shocking medicines.
Every type of medicine worth its salt has laxatives in it.
And even a goat-powered washing machine. They can also fulfill all of your cannon firing and bear trapping needs, which I know is something you're always about.
That's true.
When we come back on Property Tours, Alyssa and I are going to share with you the top features from each home we toured in Season 2. Those attractions were truly spectacular, but we also had a great time meeting the homeowners, exploring the communities, and touring the homes.
The first home we toured was a luxury penthouse in the San Marco Place high-rise in downtown Jacksonville.
This property had a ton of cool rooms and features, but our favorite was definitely the large outdoor balcony featuring spectacular views of downtown Jacksonville.
This is really almost like a kind of a second home, I like to think of it. I mean, you have about a little under 2,000 square feet here. I mean, you kind of have a living room, you have a dining area, you have another seating area over there with a fire pit, and we just absolutely love it here.
I love the landscaping with the flowers, the fountain. It's very peaceful out here.
Well, adding the pergola was genius because it can get hot out here in the summers, and you guys put a screen on top of the pergola. Really allows you to take advantage of this year-round.
One of the things we really like is that the screen is retractable. So if it's not that hot, we don't even use the screens.
What are some of your favorite features you get to see looking out of this view every day?
Most recently, we had the Blue Angels were in town, do their precision flying. That was really cool. And then 3 times a year, the city does a really wonderful job of the fireworks. So we lived in DC where they have great fireworks. I'm not sure anybody does it better than Jacksonville. And you know, at different times a year, like Christmas time, they have a boat parade where all the boats come down the river. You know, we have this beautiful river walk, and the city also just revitalized the Friendship Fountain. And you know, just the diversity of the river traffic is really cool.
The next community we explored was Beachwalk, which is known for its spectacular 14-acre crystal lagoon surrounded by sugar sand beaches.
This property was a 3-story townhome that sits right along the lagoon.
And I loved the design choices and layout of this home, but I think it's safe to say our favorite part was pretty obvious.
This is the third floor. That's what it's called. That's what all the neighbors know it as, at the 3rd floor.
You got to charge admission for someone to come here.
Well, this is a super game room. We do a lot of friendly poker playing. Everybody takes the money they brought, kinda. Yeah. I heard you're a good ping ponger. Dana will have to play you on that.
Dana, I'll accept your challenge.
I'm okay, but not great. Oh.
Is that a squid? No.
That is an octopus.
That is not a squid. You are not a marine biologist, are you?
No, I'm not.
That's probably our first fine piece of art that was, made, an original.
It's a unique,
Well, I'm her first fine piece of art. But anyway, what else we got going on? So we got, what's this table here? Is that shuffleboard?
Yeah, that shuffleboard, it was a bear. It's the only thing that didn't fit in the elevator to get in this house. I don't know, we had probably 6 or 7 people wrestle that thing up the stairs.
Whoever helped with that needs free admission for all your activities.
Well, the suckers were family members, so.
Yeah.
One of the funnest things with the neighborhood is they'll come and karaoke and they just don't want to leave. It's like eventually they got
We will have to tell them to leave at like 2 a.m. Like, okay, it's time to go.
Closing time.
Closing time.
Yes, that song
I
comes
always play
up.
that song. That's the closing song.
This girl loves when I sing.
No.
In fact, I think a ballad might be, not a ballad might be in order.
No.
Okay, that's enough.
Even the children are like, stop every time he starts. So this is definitely the best view in the house from up here.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Speaking of views, the next home we saw in luxurious Ponte Vedra Beach has perhaps one of the best views you're going to find in all of Florida.
Welcome to the master.
I mean, this is basically like having your own little private apartment up here. Wow, this, again, stunning view for sure.
Tough to beat waking up to that every morning.
Right?
Yeah.
The other thing you get a view of from this balcony is that pool, and I want to check that out. Now that house was spectacular, but I'm sure it's no one's surprise. My favorite part of this property is out here. I mean, you got over 1.6 acres of oceanfront property.
Well, it's a 200-foot front, which is huge for this area. Lots of room for additions, which he has plans for. So it's a great lot.
The other thing too, cabana. It has an outdoor bar, cabana bath. It's definitely private resort vibes. We didn't even talk about this pool. You don't see a pool with a diving board very often anymore.
It feels like a private beach. I mean,
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
you barely notice neighbors or anything.
It is pretty private.
And yet you're really walking distance to the clubs, Cabana Club and all of those beach clubs. So it's you're away, but you're not away.
The next community we ventured to was the popular Rivertown community.
Like Beachwalk, Rivertown also has some amazing amenities, such as a beautiful riverfront pool, lazy river, and more.
The home we toured had some pretty nice amenities for itself.
This is our main living area. I intentionally have not put window treatments up because we love the outdoors and we love all the natural light.
Lucas, I can see why you gotta wear those sunglasses. I have to get a little bright.
There's do Brady.
Is this a wine cellar?
I came up with the idea to cut the wall and incorporate a wine room. Lucas has a collection of beer mugs and just having like a nice display of wine.
I bet you guys could throw some great neighborhood parties here.
We love to entertain, we always have.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
I put bar stools in front of the fire pit area. I think most pools now have a sun shelf with these ledge lounger chairs. That's all.
Lucas, that's how you got such a beautiful brown
Absolutely.
film on the skin.
Yeah, I come out here every day between 3 and 4, and I tan.
I can see that. And it looks like it's a light up pool.
It is.
So you can get this thing lit up with the fire pit going.
So tell us, Lucas, about the outdoor kitchen.
Well, that I can speak more to. We have a dual burner hibachi, and then we have a low dual burner boiler. For the crawfish boils, we put on about 2 of those a year. And then on this side over here, we have our fridge, dual kegerator, and then just the utility space.
What was the thinking in going with the turf instead of just the natural grass?
Snakes. Knock on wood. We have not had any snake sightings at all. It's also less maintenance. We do have a separate dog run area where our Huscador, Hatfield the Huscador, hangs out.
The final home we toured for season 2 was the historic St. Augustine home built in the late 1800s.
This home was so unique and had so many interesting features, but I think the dining and kitchen areas really gave you a good idea of just how historic the home really is.
So this room is beautiful. Is this was this green color here when you moved in?
It was. This is one of the colors that we really like is green.
Who are these dashing young people up on the wall over here?
They were us about 50 years ago. I am in my school teacher mode, and my husband is in his Navy pilot mode.
Wow.
Rick, you are one Navy stud.
Well, he was. Look at what he looks like today. Yeah. Our kitchen, you can probably tell, is not very large. I feel like I'm on a ship in a galley, but in some respects it's easier.
So tell us about the old kitchen. I know that the original house the kitchen was not in this room.
So there's a little brick kitchen back there. Has no water, no electricity, but what it had was a wood-burning stove. And I wish that stove were there. I would have restored that room.
I think it's safe to say we really had a spectacular time exploring Northeast Florida with you this season.
Definitely, and though these may have been some of our top moments, there were so many more we could have featured.
No doubt about that. Northeast Florida truly is a special place, and we enjoyed sharing it with you once again this season.
If you missed any of our episodes from Season 2 or even Season 1, you can rewatch them all via our website, hammondfamilygroup.com.
We are on the top floor. On the top floor? Or at the top floor?
On, right? This building was built, nope. This complex was built in 2007, and this penthouse unit, this complex was built, I can't, it's sorry, has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms and is just under 40, I can't, the first one was better. I think the first one was a miracle. So.
You should do your workout.
What are you doing?
Well, we were getting our beachfront on, now I'm getting a pump on.
What?
So we have the outdoor beach, now I'm getting the pump beach, or what's
Muscle
beach. Muscle beach. Okay.
All right. You should just keep that. You should. That was good.
Well, we'll see.
Go ahead.
Are we ready?
That was really awkward.
Oh, we're not gonna start talking when we go up the stairs.
Okay, so what was the point of that? Didn't you?
I don't know.
Guess dining room's next.
Dining room sounds good.
Lead the way.
I do love dining.
You are so ridiculous.
You guys think I can do this with this suit? That lady right there didn't think I'd do it. I'm gonna prove her wrong. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Oh yeah, this is the